Hello, everybody. I am Bethany Baldwin, and I'm going to be talking about capital punishment. Should capital punishment be repealed? Imagine being wrongfully convicted and sentenced to death. You're on death row, and you're looking your killer right in the eyes. But the only thing is that the executor is doing no wrong and has no punishment for taking your life away. I'm sure we have all heard of an inmate being proven innocent or wrongfully convicted, and if it were our family member, I'm sure that we would not want the case ending in death. We can take action toward repealing capital punishment, but the future of our next generations is in our hands. I have done extensive research on capital punishment policy, and it is the legally authorized killing of someone as a punishment for crime. I believe capital punishment should be repealed due to it taking a life of a human being, and it is supposed to protect our citizens, not take their lives. Today we will be looking at the rules, problems, practicality, solutions, and action when it comes to the death penalty. So some history about it. The first established death penalty law dates back as far as the 18th century BC. And here are some rules or qualifications to get on death row. 1 being treason, 2 being espionage, 3 being murder, large-scale drug trafficking, attempted murder of a witness, juror, or court in some cases. So since we have looked at the rules, we will now turn our attention to some problems. My first problem is the ethics and morality behind taking another person's life. Like, why is it illegal to murder somebody, but it isn't if it's our court system? My second problem is the amount of money it costs to execute just one person. And lastly, my third problem is the mistaken cases in killings of people who are innocent, and they don't have enough evidence to prove that the defendant is guilty. Here are some ways that you could be wrongfully convicted: mistaken witness identification, perjury or false accusation, false or fabricated confession, false or misleading forensic evidence, official misconduct, inadequate legal defense. Here are a few more images that just show the cost of execution, almost up to $2 million for one execution, and race percentage that have been executed on death row. So now that we have seen some of the problems with the death penalty, let us turn our attention to some solutions. My first solution is life without the possibility of parole being the best alternative to the death penalty. Money and resources spent on the death penalty can go toward better law enforcement or even programs to prevent crimes or programs that help get their life on track. There's even also programs that can help with inmates' mental health, which is a big thing to me. And my last solution is the court system taking every step toward making sure that the defendant is 100% guilty of charges with evidence. So now that we have looked at the solutions to capital punishment, we can discuss practicality. So first, you won't be spending millions of dollars on the death penalty. Instead, just giving them life in prison. So both costs to killing and keeping an inmate are up there, but you would still be saving money if you give them life without parole. Using the money toward programs that help inmates, but it's also hard to say whether or not this money will be given to those programs. Money toward new research to have clear evidence doesn't change the fact that innocent people have been killed, but it can change the way that the system works. So now that we have looked at the problems, practicalities, and solutions, here's a quick link I have put in here to help take action against the capital punishment. There's multiple petitions in there, and you can even make your own on that website. So now that I have informed you of capital punishment, the history, rules, problems, solutions, practicality, and action, I hope that you can take this information and inform others of this unethical law, So, in conclusion, like Martin Luther King once said, returning violence for violence multiplies violence, adding deeper darkness to a night already devoid of stars. Two wrongs do not make a right, so we should repeal the death penalty and replace it with something more ethical and helpful for the growth of a person. Thank you.